Hey, 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 my wonderful, awesome community. It's your girl, Coree, here on AWE Radio, where we are unapologetically empowered, and we're always on with information and inspiration for your transformation. Welcome to another episode of Her Woman Evolves. I am so thrilled, so honored, and so blessed to have a special, special guest with us today. And you are going to be blessed. So please put your seatbelts on and get ready to hear some nuggets and to be inspired. That's really the best way that I could say that. So I have with me today Miss Cassandra Lang. Now, Cassandra, we connected on social media some time ago, and you invited me to appear on your Create Your World Wisdom Network radio broadcast. And we are definitely going to talk about that network. But first, I want to open the virtual floor to ask you, first of all, to welcome you and thank you for taking this time to be with us and our listening audience. But tell us, please, who is Cassandra Lang and what is her story?
Actually, to give honor and praise to God because I'm God's child.
Yes.
And I tell you that it's been a journey. I gave my life to the Lord over 20 years ago.
Mm,
And certainly God has brought me on this journey. God birthed in me a vision, which is create your world. And he spoke to me many years ago while I was sitting in a car, depressed. He said the worlds were framed. I heard this through radio
mm,
by a pastor. He said the worlds were framed and put together in successive ages by a spoken word.
mm.
That grabbed my spirit. I was about 20 years old. And it grabbed my spirit. And from there on, I built a relationship with the Lord. And the Lord then birthed it, create your world in my spirit. He said, you have power to create your world.
Wow.
So that's what I've been doing for the last 20 years, creating my world. And my story as of today is uh, I don't know if I should share my testimony right now
Yes,
or
yes,
okay.
please, please.
Me personally, I would say this. Uh, I almost lost my life. I was at death's door. What saved me was my relationship with God. I'll never forget. Uh, the nephrologist told me. She said, "Cassandra, you're gonna have to be patient with yourself because right now your body is in the condition of an 80-year-old woman." And
Mm,
at that time, I was so depressed. I said, God, how am I going to get through this? They put me in a nursing home.
mm,
And while I was in the nursing home, God spoke to me and said, you're going to have to change your mind set. And he gave me a book to write called Mind Confessions because he said, what are you confessing in your mind? What do you believe? Do you really believe my word? Do you really believe what I say in my word?
mm.
So I began to meditate on his word, on what he said, that I was healed, that he was my present help. All the things that God promises us in the Bible, I began to meditate on that and recite that in my mind over and over again. And that brought restoration to my soul.
Wow, that is amazing. Mind Confessions. Is that available anywhere for us to see, or is that a work in
I'm in the
progress?
process of writing that book and I'm almost finished with it.
Oh my
Almost
goodness.
finished with
Can
it.
you give
Yes.
us a little preview of what we can expect? Just contextually. You don't have to tell us, word for word, anything in there. Just because I love that title, Mind Confessions.
Actually, what are we what are we reciting to ourselves? And this is every day with us
Mm,
as individuals. You have to be mindful of what thoughts are intruding. You know, there's a famous saying in the Christian genre, guard your heart, for out of
mm.
it flows the issues of life. With that being said, you're publicating your whole life by what you think,
Ooh,
by what you allow to come in and set up residence. So I began
ooh,
to refute those negative thoughts like, oh, no, you don't belong here. I can't let you come
ooh,
in. No, 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 no. You're not about to come in and steal. So I'm a security guard of my mind. And that's what
ooh.
God began to minister to me. He said, Cassandra, he said, I need you to really be mindful of what you think on. because so a man thinketh, so is he. And that's why it's
Right.
so important that we be mindful of what we imagine, because your imagination is what creates.
Oh, that is so good. That is good. That reminds me, my mom, our co-host, Dr. C, she always says, everything starts and ends with you. What you put in your mind is what you're going to get out of that. And that is what you are talking about. Now, you have got to promise that when you are done with mind confessions, that you will come back and do a session on AWE Radio so we can talk about that book and have people to charge out, to stop what they're doing, to drop it and run out and get that book. That's what I'm going to need you to do for me.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Awesome. That's
Yes,
amazing. I love that. And congratulations to you for saying yes and being obedient
yes.
to that vision. Absolutely. I love that. And I cannot wait to hear that. I think we're very well connected. You and me, we're new sisters investing in sisters here at AWE Audience. I just want you to know I have kidnapped this woman. She doesn't know it, but I have kidnapped her spiritually, and we are planning to do some things. So if she's reaching out to you all asking for help, just ignore her because she is now a part of this network. And there's nothing you can do about it, Cassandra.
Well, I tell you, I've been praying and asking God for my tribe. So I think I
Yes.
found my tribe.
Yes, yes. And a shameless plug, I'm also very proud to say that Miss Lang is a part of our Empowered Woman private Facebook group. And so thank you for joining that. And thank you for already starting to share some wonderful nuggets in that group as well. I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate what you're doing. And I found you on social media. When I saw your face, it was just something about your face. And then
Oh,
when I started reading your page, I said, "Oh, wow, it matches that look."
oh, thank you so much, sis. I really appreciate that. So, I just a little bit about, I know you're new to AWE Radio, but Her Woman Evolves is really stemming from a one woman show that I put together where I tell my personal journey of coming to self acceptance, even though God has given me the blessing to have two careers, one in law and one in music. I struggled for years when I was traveling with the Sounds of Blackness. I was struggling with choosing one path or the other because I believed the societal uh, rhetoric that was out there saying that I had to do one thing or the other. And then, as we say in church, when I came to myself, I realized that God gives you multiple gifts and we're multifaceted women, and it's all for us to share with other people for His kingdom, for the uplifting of His kingdom. And when I did come to myself, I realized that I could go far beyond just music and law, that there's the platform of ministry is global and it's unlimited. And that is why we are doing the Her Woman Evolves series here on AWE Radio, because the truth of the matter is, though I was telling my story, yeah, it was my story, but it's every woman's journey. And so now I am loving the fact that we are talking to women like you from all around the world with different experiences, because I believe that if we start to open up and share just a little bit with each other about our journeys, then we can touch some other woman sitting somewhere, and they will understand that they're not alone. And when I heard your story, it just gave me goosebumps. And as I listened to you talk about it today, it's the same. So this is why we are doing the Her Woman Evolves series. And I have to ask you, Cassandra, as you look over your life that is just full of experiences that have brought you to where you are today, how would you describe your own woman evolves?
Wow, that's a lot. You know, one of the things I believe in, and God gave this to me many years ago. He said, "Die empty,
Mm.
die
Mm.
empty." And I'm reminded of the multiple talents that the Bible talks about in Matthew's. How one man buried his talent.
Mm.
I believe that God gives us different assignments throughout our life.
Mm-hmm.
My the beginning of my journey was me finding myself.
Yes.
And I believe that we learn, we earn, and we return.
Ooh.
So with that being said, I had to learn, I had to earn first. I had to find myself, I had to earn, I had to learn, and then I'm in a season now where I'm returning. I'm giving back
I
myself.
love that.
I'm trying to duplicate myself. I have
Mm,
people that I'm sewing into. I have young ladies that I'm mothering and that I'm
mm.
pouring into. So I'm in that season of my life where I want to give back. I want to pour into.
Oh my goodness. I love that. Earn, learn, and return. I know we're
Yes.
connected. It's just like something that I say reach back. Each one reach back and grab somebody else, like make somebody else a better leader than you are today. And that is the spirit of what I'm hearing when you say earn, learn, and return. I love that. Is that going to be in the Mind Confessions by any chance?
Ah, actually, that's not in the mind confessions.
Okay.
It's not. No.
Okay, you have so much. Do you do any other writing? How can we find you as you are sharing your story, your ministry, your message with other people? How can we log on to create your world wisdom, and how can we support it?
Well, actually, right now I only have the social media platform that I operate from, like
Hmm.
TikTok, Facebook. Um, uh, I'm working on a YouTube channel right now, and I'm
Hmm.
trying to get more structure with that and create other mediums to be reached. But if individuals want to learn more of me as far as with my books, they can log on Amazon.com to purchase any of my books. I have a book titled "I Am a Queen."
Ooh,
um, yes, they can get that book, I Am a Queen, on Lulu.com. And Amazon has Create Your World and Discovering Myself. Those are two books that I've self
I
published.
love that. I love that. We're going to need you to find a platform where you are doing a book talk on some of these wonderful books because I believe that they are divinely inspired just from listening to you talk about your own personal experience. And I know that your works are in great part birth from your
Yeah,
personal experience as well as your
yeah,
direction, divine
yes.
direction from God.
Mm.
So I hope that we could hear at some point some book talks or some kind of talk
Ooh, I would
explaining.
love for that.
Okay, well,
Yes,
we have a platform for you right here now, sis.
I would love for that. I really would.
Yes, well, thank you for even considering that. And what do you think is the mission? Because we just talked about, the work that we do, the experiences that we have, not necessarily being only for us. For certainly, we get healing from the visions that come to us. We certainly do. But as you said, you're mentoring and mothering and doing all these things for other people. What is the mission behind Create Your World Wisdom?
The mission behind Create Your World, the Wisdom Network broadcast that I have,
Yeah.
is to create a platform for individuals to share their platform.
Mm.
And I guess the reason I have so much passion with that, because when I was uh I would say when I first started, I didn't have that support. It was
Mm.
like no one was there to really support me.
Mm.
And I have a passion for people that have ministries, businesses, and they don't have anyone to support them. So
Yes.
it's like my passion. I guess it's me creating what I didn't have for me, for others.
I love that. I love that. And speaking of that, why is it that you think that we do that? Why don't we? Now, I'm not saying everyone, because I know that we have networks and we all have mentors and sponsors and such. But I've talked to so many different women, and I hear that what you're talking about so often that nobody is reaching back. Whether we're talking about corporate America, whether we're talking about church and ministry, or government or community, I hear so often from different women that they don't have anybody that's standing in the balance for them and willing to reach their hand out to bring them forward. Why do you think that we're still suffering with that and struggling with that in 2022?
It's the same spirit that was in the Bible with Adam. I'm not Adam, sorry. Cain and Abel.
Mm.
It's that same spirit, spirit of envy and jealousy. I don't want to see you get ahead of me. So therefore,
Mm.
I'm not going to help you because if I help you, you might exceed me.
Mm. Mm.
That's the spirit that is done it. It's about power, control, and once again, envy and jealousy. It's very prevalent.
Isn't that the case? That is the case. And if we just realize that, the good Lord has given each of us our own distinct, unique gifts. And so, surely, if He give it to us, then there must be a platform and enough room for everybody to shine, right? And if I'm not really shining, you can't shine anyway, right? So, I think you're spot on. I think we have to get out of that. It's kind of like you're talking about what you pour into your mind is what comes out. And if we could just invest in each other just a little bit more, I think we can do some wonderful things to help change this world for the better. Yes, yes. So well, thank you first of all for creating such a platform to be a conduit for other women and sharing their, what they're doing, their programs, their ministries, their messages. So how do people reach out to you if they have something that they want to broadcast, create your world wisdom? Uh-oh, I think we have lost Cassandra. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? 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 Hello?
I'm here.
I think
Can
we
you?
lost you for a great while there.
Oh wow.
Yes, I don't know if you heard my last question, but it seems like we lost you and now we've gotten you back.
Okay. I
But we're
guess.
not going to let technology defeat us, are we?
Oh no, we're not.
So I was
No.
asking you, well, we love technology. I mean, it's beautiful when it works, and then when it doesn't, it's still beautiful. But I
Yeah.
was asking you, how can people reach out to you if
Actually,
they, yeah,
actually, they can contact me, of course, by telephone at 225-472-9246 or social media. If you respond on social media, I will respond back. And
okay, and
that's
if you would just give us that information one more time for those who are grabbing pens.
okay. 225-472-9246, or you can reach me on social media, Create Your World, on TikTok, on Facebook, uh, Cassandra Lang. And once again, I'll email me, createyourworld2021 at gmail.com.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who are just tuning in, we are talking to the wonderful, highly favored, and blessed Cassandra Lang, who has been sharing with us during this hour some wonderful, wonderful nuggets, her personal journey, and some wonderful works that she has been inspired to create, and how we can partake of those through various outlets. And don't worry, we will definitely be airing this wonderful interview in replay frequently on AWE Radio. So if you have missed her the first time, you definitely will be able to catch her again. So Cassandra, I just have a few more questions if you have the time that I'd love to talk to you.
Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. So what is next for Cassandra Lay?
Oh, I'm so glad you.
Uh-oh, we lost you again. Hello? 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 Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me
We
now?
lost you again.
Oh, wow.
We lost you again. All right, we're going to try this again, folks. What is next for Cassandra Lane?
What's next for me is a 20-year vision that I've had. God gave me this vision 20 years ago, and now He's blessing me to where I'm going to be able to bring it into fruition,
Oh my goodness,
which,
congratulations, first of all. I can't wait to hear.
thank you so much. It's actually a Lake Shalom retreat. The
Mm.
Lord gave me that years ago. I want to create a place where people can come. It'll be on an acre of land
Wow.
with cabins, the Love Cabin, the Joy Cabin, and the Holy Ghost Cabin. And we're
Whoa. I love it.
so basically it'll be an opportunity for people to get away and to experience the presence of the Lord. And in that retreat, I will conduct seminars and classes for training. Can you hear me? I'm so sorry. Can
You
you hear
came
me?
back in, you went out, and you said you were going to conduct classes for training.
Yeah, trainings on um creating your world, emotional healing seminars,
Ooh,
and
good.
so forth on. Just me pouring back into individuals, and that is what I'm so excited
Oh,
about.
that
I'm
is
just really,
amazing. That sounds
yeah,
fantastic. And
yeah.
so, is that going to be happening this year, next year? About when is that?
It'll be next year.
Okay,
It'll
and
be
is that going
next
to be a
year.
virtual event, or is that going to be that's no, it's not. It's going to be in a cabin. So it's going to be what? Where is that going to be located?
Well, actually, I'm looking into property I'm not sure if you're familiar with Louisiana, but it's in Clinton, Louisiana. It's
Okay,
where it's very country.
okay. I love it. I love it. So
So
people can be
yeah,
focused, right? Focused and not
exactly.
distracted on all these other things. I love that.
Exactly. So
Let me tell you, when you
that's
start
my
to
baby.
well, I can see why, and it sounds like an amazing treat, a retreat. When you get closer to that, I hope that you will share information about that in
Oh
the
yes.
Empowered Woman's group.
Oh, most definitely. I
Yeah.
look forward to staying connected.
Oh, please, that's a gift.
We're gonna have to do an AWE women's retreat.
Oh, come on now. You know, now speak it. Don't mess around and write it down too. And we really on to something. No,
Yes.
absolutely. That sounds amazing. And I'm really excited for you because you said this is 20 years in the making, just the vision of it all.
Yes. Yes.
I love that. I love that. And we need that. We need
Yes.
that time away to reconnect spiritually,
Yes.
emotionally,
Absolutely.
holistically. I love that. I love
Hmm.
that. Please keep us posted on
Oh,
that.
I will. I will. I will.
Well, Cassandra, I have to ask you something that I ask every guest on the Her Woman Evolves series on AWE Radio, which is, do you think that it's important for women to share their woman evolved stories with each other and with the world, really, and why or why not?
Absolutely. I have to say this. I always allude to the Bible. In Titus 2 and 2, it talks about the women of age. And the women of age responsibility is to pour back, to
Mm,
share. That's our life. I mean, as we age, as we mature, become women of wisdom, women that have learned from their mistakes, our job is to make it better for the generation that's coming behind us.
oh, yeah.
So it's important that we share. We share our story.
Yes, I love that. I love that. It's so interesting. When we think about generation after generation after generation, we have sometimes all of these pictures of a grandmother or great grandmother or grandfather, great grandfather, and we see the pictures and we imagine, what's behind those eyes, what were they thinking? And I love the idea of us being able to leave that kind of legacy for the folks
Absolutely.
that are coming behind so they can, the young folks can understand this is who you are, this is where you came from. You're not the first
Mm,
person to feel a certain way, to experience a
absolutely.
certain thing. So I love
Yes.
that. I love that we're able to share our stories, not just with children and grandchildren and such, but with other women. The same kind of stuff that you're talking about, where you're pouring into other women. I just want us to be able to share our stories because I think at the end of this series, and I really hope it never ends, what we're going to discover is that we are not the only ones on a particular journey, and we really are all the same when it comes down to it. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Oh, I love that. I
Yes, it's so
love that.
true. It is so true, sis. It is so true. I don't really want to let you go. Listen, I would just relinquish this floor and you just talk about whatever you want to talk about. But any final words or any final thoughts, anything that we haven't touched on that you want to share with our
What I what I would like to leave with your audience, leave a legacy.
mm,
Please leave a legacy. Your story is worth being heard. You may not feel as though it's important. Don't be like the lady with the issue of I'm not the lady with the issue of blood. Don't be like the widow woman. The
mm,
widow woman in 2 Kings 4, the prophet asked her because her husband had died and she had a debt that needs to be paid and they want to take her son. So
teach,
the prophet
teach.
said, "What's in your house of value?" She said,
Mm,
"Nothing but a saved pot of oil."
come on, Chuck. Teach it. Come
Hold
on,
on.
sis.
Hold on. Wait a minute. What you mean nothing but a saved pot of oil?
Nothing but.
Nothing but. He said he gave her instructions, and I want to leave these instructions with your audience.
Come on,
First of
sis.
all, everybody have oil. You have a gift, you have a talent, you have skills, you have abilities. You have an anointing. That oil represents the
Ooh,
anointing
ooh,
that God has given every creature.
ooh,
He said, "Go." You got to get in motion. He
ooh,
said, "Go borrow some vessels and not a few."
ooh,
He said, "Bring those vessels back, and I want you to pour oil into those vessels.
ooh.
Package what God has given you. He's giving you something. Package it." He said, "Now, since you've poured the oil into the vessels, I want you to go back to the marketplace and sell them." He
Mm,
said, "After you do that," he said, "pay your debt and live off of the rest."
mm,
God has given us all something. Our responsibility and our job is to package what He
mm.
has given us. Now, not only that, He said, "Go borrow some vessels and not a few." Don't you know the oil stopped at her faith?
Sis, come on, teach.
Where's your faith? Where is your faith? If she would have borrowed more vessels, she would have more. The oil never stops flowing. What God has given you, that's one thing people cannot take from us. They cannot steal your knowledge and they can't steal your talent. They can't steal your skills. They could try to stop you, but they can't take what God has given you.
Mm.
So continue to pour out and package. Continue to pour out and package and watch God move in your life.
Oh my goodness. That was a word indeed, sis. You just do not realize how much you have blessed me. And I know so many others who are listening with that word. That is really good. I'm gonna need you to go on and do something with that. I'm gonna need you to write something. I'm gonna need you to put a conference together with that or something, sis, because that's an amazing word. And I don't dare do it any disservice by trying to add on to it because it is pure and beautiful and resonant just as it said. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it. You have heard it. Get that oil and do something with it. That
I love
is
it.
from
I love
honey.
it. I
That's
love it. I
that,
love
and
it.
it's already right there in you. That's what you're saying. My goodness. This has been the Her Woman Evolves series, the episode with Miss Cassandra Lang, blessed woman of God, as my best friend would say. Thank you all for tuning in. It is your girl, Carrie, standing in for myself as well as for our co host, Dr. C, on AWE Radio, where we are indeed unapologetically empowered. And we're always on with information for your transformation. Until we meet again, please be empowered. And for whatever you do, always enjoy the journey. God bless.